These first two sessions of IntelliQuest's The World's 100 Greatest Books collection, you'll become familiar with the two books most commonly believed to be the greatest works of literature in the history of the Western world. These books are the Iliad and the Odyssey, and they were written by the Greek poet Homer sometime around the 8th century B.C. There's almost no way to assess the enormous impact these two works have had on generations of writers, scholars, historians, philosophers, sculptors, painters, filmmakers, and of course readers, who for over 25 centuries have found inspiration in the exploits of its heroes and in Homer's observations about fate, individuality, and the value and purpose of human life. Through all these years, they've been the standards by which poets of every language have measured themselves. The Iliad, a story of the Trojan War, is our featured work in this session. The following session features the Odyssey, which depicts the later adventures of a hero of that war. The Iliad is an epic poem that was once told orally in song by traveling poets or minstrels and was later written down by Homer. Epics are distinct from other poets.
I was just thinking about this recently, kind of reminiscing, so to speak, but I was thinking about like movies, back in the 90s. Back in the 90s, I still stand, like, movies were really well done back then. I mean, I think it was really one of the best decades, except for like Forrest Gump, which is that's a movie that just, I think it's overrated. I look back on it, I get it. It's America's most lovable retard. But like the other shit that came out, I mean, you look at David Fincher's career, which really just, kind of came out of nowhere. He started out with doing Alien 3, which was a sequel, obviously to the James Cameron and Ridley Scott stuff. And actually looking back, it's not that bad. I've re-watched it a couple of times. There's something there. Like when you learn about the making of it, you'll understand why it doesn't work as well as it does, because the Fox Studios had, screwed over Fincher so many times as they were making it. But that's neither here nor there. But after that, went on to make, Seven with Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. After that, it went on to, make The Game with Michael Douglas. I don't know if you've seen that. I highly recommend that movie. So that one's, underrated. You got to watch that one. That's just so well done. And it's not like obnoxious. It's not like, there's some action in there, but it's about a man who's just, so disconnected, but so fucking very rich. And, lives in the mansion with the beautiful dark wood and that car, not like a Jaguar, but some kind of luxury car I don't even know about. And this is like back in 95 or something. And so like the phone is like, he's got this like kind of phone thing built in where he has like a speaker, but whatever. Sorry, I digress on that, but just, yeah. And then of course, he went on to do like, Fight Club. We wrapped up the decade of the 90s, but yeah, there's so many other game changers. I mentioned Michael Douglas. You had, Falling Down. Great fucking movie. And you had some action ones in there. Speed was good. Keanu Reeves kind of came out of nowhere with that one. That was all right. But there was a lot of heart where films were made. And of course you had, how could I forget about Pulp Fiction and Jackie Brown, Quentin Tarantino's introduction to that decade as well. Which Tarantino has talked about on his podcast about the 90s, versus the 80s and so on. It was good. But the flip side to that, though, was that television was horrible. I mean, just, they're really into the sci-fi shit, but it was not even like sci-fi. They had one show, I think, called Forever Knight, which is, Knight is Knight, and it's about like a vampire cop who, it's just, when I think about it, you look it up, you can find a couple episodes on YouTube, if not more, and it's just so horrible. Then the Highlander, there's a movie called The Highlander from the 80s, we did a TV series out of that, and, just fucking, yeah, a lot of shit was just gay. But one show I thought about, I don't know why I thought about it, but it's just, so I think somebody had this idea that it's never been done before, and it was a show called Sequest, starring Roy Scheider or Schreider or whatever. I can't. Basically the guy from Jaws, right? The sheriff of the town that wants to kill the Great White, and they decided they were going to make this show of like these. Roy Scheider played like the captain of this submarine, and it's basically like Star Trek but underwater. It's really what it is, what it was, and it's one of those shows like it's not even good, like good bad, like one of those things where you could just like, oh, this sucks, but like if I smoke some weed, it'll make sense. Or if I drink a little bit, it's like over one of those shows that kind of when you're younger, you come home late at night, like at 1 or 2 in the morning, and you have to work with a hangover. So it's like you're laying down your bed or your couch or whatever, you have the TV on, or whatever's like playing. Like usually it's like Patch Adams on USA Network or something like that. At least that's what I did. Which I don't know what it is about that movie, but I keep watching, even though it is horrible. It's really an abortion of any kind of like. It's not really funny. It's campy, but it's not really dramatic, but it's supposed to be. Anyways, but this I'll never forget. Like Sequest was one of those. It's one of those things. This was what going on when I was in high school, and I remember like I think it was like sophomore, junior year, some shit like that. But it was fall, and everybody's like starting out their year. The year or whatever, and everybody's you know how it is. Like your clothes, what you're wearing, it kind of matters at that age. You're wearing like the brand name stuff, which is what I tried to do. I don't really care about some certain clothes, although I had some like more or less like stupid like adult jokes T-shirts. I was just waiting to get chewed out by one of the teachers about. I had this one T-shirt. I got it actually in Fisherman's Wharf down in the Bay over in Cali, and it had like the San Francisco's 69ers. Well, it's 49ers, but it said 69ers, and it was like 2 cartoon golden helmets eating each other out, like with eyelashes, like so, like they're one had eyelashes, one had nothing. It was just really fucking stupid shit. But anyways, no, but one of these I'll never forget. Like just the fashion at that time, like Billabong, yeah, Stussy, Massimo. That was kind of your basic brand names or whatever. Also, the 70's were in at the time, which that was funny. So like you would wear some like grunge T-shirt stuff, like a long sleeve shirt, like short, short shirt over that, and then corduroy pants is what I wore sometimes, but. I remember there was this one girl, I didn't even know, just walking down the hallway. This is like cute little, Asian girl with glasses. And she was wearing this like a Sequest T-shirt. I mean, walking down the hallway, and it was so fast. I never like saw her again, but I just started like, wow, God, like how that show sucks so much ass, but like. It was kind of ballsy. I don't think she was. I didn't even get to talk to her, so I couldn't tell if she was like an off the boat, girl from Asia. One of those. Just came from China, like wearing whatever, like doesn't even think about it. Versus like American born and just nerdy, just part of the math club or whatever. But that's ballsy. I mean, I just a couple years before that, not much in high school. Most of any kind of like fights that broke out were more or less like Mexican dudes and like white guys pretending to be gangbangers. It was a different time, but like I remember seeing just a couple of days ago in the complex, there was some kid, teenager, whatever, but he's got like a blonde fro, glasses, just coming down on those electric scooters. It's like a Razor, but like an electric motor on it, and he was going like flying down the street, and I was just like, oh man, if I was back, he would have got his ass kicked. I mean, that kind of shit kind of happened. I was just like looking at it warfare, like Vietnam or something. I just avoided not trying to get my ass kicked. If you can crack out jokes and make friends with people, I mean, it goes a long way. You'd be surprised. And I mean, I made friends with, and it wasn't like, I don't want to give like an impression like it was all aggressive or whatever. I mean, really it's just kind of like, you notice other people getting made fun of or whatever, or just getting shunned or something like that. Especially the girls, man. Girls do love to shun each other. That's like no joke. Especially when it comes to like the puberty shit. I never, guys had it easy, man. We just had to worry about like hard-ons, just sit down at the desk and don't, you have to turn in an assignment, put your book to the side or a gym bag to the side, kind of hide your bulge. And then, yeah, but the girls, man, they're like, when it came to, like the breasts, they was like, girls were caught stuffing or whatever. And I mean, it was pretty obvious because, sometimes, I remember one girl had her, she was stuffing like, it was like what has it? There's a lump in the middle. Like it looked like it was really sad. But I mean, and some other girl made a joke about it. She like crumpled up some tissue paper and like said, "This belonged to you," because like came up to her face to face and she started crying. And anyways, yeah, I was just always trying to like avoid just getting my ass kicked. I didn't even really care. I think the worst one, English class, I saw some girl, she literally had her period in English class, which I didn't. Some other guy pointed out, but like she came back like with not wearing a denim skirt and some like gym pants on. She was crying, and someone was. Anyways, yeah, but wow, I was really digressed off that one, but yeah, cinema way better back then, and into the comparison today, it's really the other way around now. Movies are really horrible. It's, Avengers 27, I don't, it's just really bad. But on the other, the other side of that is, there's some series stuff. I mean, Game of Thrones is gone and people, I don't know why everybody all of a sudden hated that, like dropped it all. Yes, the ending did suck, but I mean, there was a great build up to it. And I'm not even into that kind of fantasy shit. And I found it interesting. But I mean, of course you have The Sopranos, The Wire. I mean, a lot of HBO stuff, but really that's the good writing, what's that one, Martin Scorsese? It takes place during the Prohibition era. Steve Buscemi, Boardwalk Empire. I think it was on FX or whatever. So it's, that could have been better, but again, that's basic cable, so you have to do what you have to do. But yeah, but the films today are just there's once in a while there'll be something that is I want to go watch. Mostly like A24, that studio, they make good stuff, but not that much anymore. It's just. They're starting to kind of wear off and try to do something like more of the action stuff or horror. Like their trailers are getting more jump scary or whatever. So, but more modern style, because there's always been like an art house, film stuff. Like there was Miramax for a while, which did Pulp Fiction, and they did Chasing Amy. They did a bunch of like the Clerks. Kevin Smith, Clerks, that movie, that shit. But they also, but they did movies like, they go to the Academy Awards, like Wings of the Dove, which had Helen Bonham Carter, the one that's married to Tim Burton, right? And some British movie taking place in like, World War I era bullshit about some girl with a, cancer, some dying disease, and Helen Bonham Carter has a boyfriend who convinces, because she's rich, and basically to get in this woman's will because she's gonna die, and like anyways, really stupid shit. But I mean, you want some art stuff. I mean, there's some great like stuff in Miramax. They don't do that anymore. Everything's like bought out by Marvel and Hollywood. I mean, Disney owns everything now. Fox is owned by Disney. Everything's Disney Plus, and there has to be a balance, guys. There has to be, because it's really just retard shit. It's all this Mandalorian, or what I tried watching some of that one time, and I was like, what is the hype about? What is this? Why are all of these 35-year-old men, 40-year-old men that I know, like, oh my God, I can't wait for the next, is it the Baby Yoda or whatever. It's really, man, it's so fucking gay when I see a guy get that excited over a Star Wars, like a grown ass man, you know? I totally understand if you're a teenager or whatever. I get the lure or whatever, you know, early 20s maybe, but yeah, if you're working like a real career kind of job, let's be honest, most of them are software nerds, and you know, that's excited. You know, it's I can't believe it, man. They're bringing back Vader or Palpatine, like you know. Yeah, I got an adventure movie for you. How about Looking for the Clit? Huh? How about that's an adventure. That's a great one. You know, is it? I mean, are we throwing that all out now? It's just going to be like AI robot pussy from now on. That's really the future. You really admire the guy from Tokyo that's sitting in there like 40 years old and made his new woman like the fucking Sailor Moon anime shit. But like this is yeah, I did not make very much friends coming up. I can't do Japanese accent. Whenever I don't know what that was, but yeah, it's just the culture. It's all gonna change really fast. I mean, I can't wait for just. It's never good. I want to say like when I want an end to it all, like there's going to be like some catastrophe again, but I don't. There'll probably be another market crash for sure. I mean, the way the inflation's going on right now, you know, I'm kind of looking for other jobs, and they're all the same. I think everybody's working twice as much now, and you know, getting paid the same. But with inflation, everybody feels like they're making minimum wage, you know, or even the guys who make salary. They're like, you know, all of a sudden, like, yeah, all of a sudden the bonuses got cut, and you know, instead of 10 people, I have 20 people I'm responsible for. Yeah, everybody's gonna get screwed here pretty soon. I totally see. I feel it's in the air. I can smell it. You know, when I go outside, I can, you know, after I leave my peaceful home and mansion and go out, you know, some of the main streets out here, you can see the homeless guy begging for change or whatever, somebody crossing the street. But the look on people's faces right now, it's anticipated, um, almost like you're going to snap, you know, but it's contagious. Are you going to go nuts? You know, how much more of this can we fucking take? Um, Anyways, I don't want to end on a down note, actually. Um, you know, as much as right now things are kind of just like in society right now, things are really looking pretty bad or whatever. And I'm actually not happy looking for my job, but I'm kind of looking at things in a way that, you know, it's nothing new that when one gets older, one gets nostalgic and yearns for the past. But, you know, my passion and my hobbies of the past are kind of what like gave me my dreams and to kind of chase for, which you got to be an adult, you know, you got to let some of that kind of go. But that feeling though is driving me for things in the future that I want to approach things. Even I'm going to find a you know, probably another shitty job or whatever, pays just a little bit more. And with inflation the way it is, like, look, whatever, it is what it is. But I know you guys, you know, a lot of us are in careers or just jobs that we didn't, you know, have, or maybe like, you know, we were good at, and, you know, you pass tests for and exams to land where you are. And it you know, it pays decent, but at the same time, you in the back of your head, like, God, I wish I could, you know, I wanted to be like, you know, I want to be like a motorcycle champion or like dirt biking or, you know, I really wanted to make, you know, boats or something, you know, whatever it is, whatever that drive for you, whatever. I still, you know, having that feeling is what can get you going through the day. But I mean, I'm thinking more epically in the future, and there's a lot of projects I want to do in the future, and I'm excited about that. It makes me excited, um, you know, to keep on, like, just excited about day to day. Like it's gonna be long term, but at the same time, it's gonna be, you know, like it gives me like a little like your cup of coffee in the morning or whatever. your Monster Energy drink, whatever keeps you going. I'm kind of for the first time, I'm excited with some like media stuff that I'm going to be uh, putting together. I've been just drawing out like storyboards and little plans or whatever. But again, this isn't going to be my life. It's a hope though. There's always a part of that maybe you could make a living off of it. But I'm very realistic and very um, I don't have any illusions of what could be in the future. But I hope you guys out there have the same kind of you get some of that, and it has to be genuine though inside of you, and that's kind of what I was thinking about, just that when I was in high school and just the movies and stuff like that. I was really inspired when I saw guys like Tarantino and their like Pulp Fiction or whatever. Just it blew my mind away, and to see that creativity, it gave me that feeling to do it my own. And I hope that you guys have the same as well, or you, to find it again.